Pull out your wallets, Trojans, because it's getting more expensive to be at USC, leaving some students wondering if a degree is worth the cost.
Republican Nikki Hayley drops out of the presidential race, but stops short of endorsing Donald Trump. Where will her voters go now?
I'm live at the intersection of South Vermont and West Adams, where we'll talk about a new safety measure that hopes to improve pedestrian safety.
Annenberg TV News is next.
USC will increase tuition by another 5% next year. Thank you for joining us. I'm Malcolm Caminero.
And I'm Clara Rodriguez. The hike in tuition is raising questions for some students about the value of a college degree.
The university announced yesterday that the total cost of attendance will increase to more than $95,000. That's quite an amount, folks. Starting next year, tuition will cost students and their families about $3,000 more, totaling almost $70,000 in tuition. Many students are upset by the price hike.
I'm definitely not a fan. Tuition is already like crazy expensive. And $4,500, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money that could be put elsewhere.
While the education is good and I really do feel like I get a lot from my professors, at the same time, like $95,000 is kind of steep, so.
I don't see a reason why tuition is being increased, or I guess I haven't seen any justification as to where those funds are going.
USC tuition is more expensive than other comparable universities. Tuition at Stanford University is $65,177, with a 5% increase from the previous year's tuition. In a statement to Annenberg Media, USC says tuition is the largest source of the university's budget and that the financial aid pool will increase at the same rate as tuition.
The increase in tuition fees at USC is making some people wonder whether going to college is actually worth it. College grads with a bachelor's degree report a salary that's almost double of those with a high school diploma. The wage gap has been widening over the years, but grew even more last year. Even though college grads earn more, more Americans have started to lose confidence in higher education. A Gallup poll shows that, in 2015, 42% of Americans had somewhat or very little confidence in higher education. Last year, that number jumped even higher to 62%.
I think that college is worth it, not only because you're paying for exquisite education, but because you're also paying for the experience.
Some students definitely don't take advantage of the resources that come with schools with a higher price tag. As much as I guess society doesn't want to admit it, having a name from a prestigious school like USC definitely helps in the long run.
The USC financial aid deadline has passed, but FAFSA is open until June 30th. FAFSA will continue to review incoming applications on a rolling basis. Students are encouraged to complete the FAFSA as soon as possible at studentaid.gov.
A big announcement from Nikki Hayley just one day after Super Tuesday. Our political reporter, Sarah Shorenstein, joins us with more.
Thanks, Malcolm. Big news from the Hayley campaign this morning as she officially suspends her campaign for the GOP presidential nominee, leaving former President Donald Trump as the presumptive GOP nominee for president. She has not endorsed Donald Trump, though, and says she wants him to earn her support.
I am filled with the gratitude for the outpouring of support we've received from all across our great country. But the time has now come to suspend my campaign. In this campaign, I have seen our country's greatness. From the bottom of my heart, thank you, America. God bless you.
The former president responded to the news with a Truth Social post saying, quote, Nikki Hayley got trounced last night in record-setting fashion, despite the fact that Democrats, for reasons unknown, are allowed to vote in Vermont and various other Republican primaries. President Biden, on the other hand, said, quote, Donald Trump made it clear he doesn't want Nikki Haley's supporters. I want to be clear. There is a place for them in my campaign. I know there is a lot we don't agree on, and I hope and believe we can find common ground. Now that the general election has unofficially begun, we asked students what they think about the rematch of the century and what issues they care the most about.
Yes, I do plan on voting. As of right now, I'm not really a Donald Trump fan, so I guess I'll be voting for Joe Biden, but not the first choice.
For me personally, foreign policy is a big one. For college students, I hear abortion is a pretty contested topic, although that is not something that is enough to make me vote for one party over the other, but I know it is for some people.
Super Tuesday was not the end of this busy week in Washington. Tomorrow night, President Biden will deliver his State of the Union address to a joint session of Congress. Back to you.
Thanks for the political updates, Sarah. The race for California's U.S. Senate seat has narrowed to Congressman Adam Schiff and former Dodger Steve Garvey. Reporter Corinne Smith shows us why young voters were not terribly interested in this race.
Senate candidate Adam Schiff is now the front-runner for California's Senate seat, beating out more progressive Democrats Katie Porter and Barbara Lee. But many USC students say they didn't connect to the race or candidates.
I'll definitely try to vote like in November and such, but for now, like the Senate, I feel like for a lot of younger kids, it's not really relevant.
I don't think I'm very knowledgeable on the topics of the Senate and the House of Representatives for the secondary election in November for presidential. I do believe I'll vote. My family stands more on the Democratic side, but with the representatives that we have now, it's not the best standing for either.
Professor Mindy Romero studies youth voting trends and says these students are not alone.
It isn't because young people are apathetic, it's because our electoral system, the issues that are discussed, the way campaigns are carried out, just often aren't really directed towards young people.
Lack of engagement and voter outreach, as well as access to voter information, leaves many young people disconnected.
And campaigns and candidates are not trying to get everybody to vote. They're trying to get just the people that they strategically have figured out are likely to vote for them.
Romero says general elections do usually have a higher voter turnout, so that will likely include Gen Z voters. For Annenberg Media, I'm Corinne Smith.
More than 24 protesters showed up to Adam Schiff's campaign watch party calling for a ceasefire in Gaza. They made their way into the party where they were stopped by security, and once they were pushed outside, they continued to protest. One watch party attendee shared what he experienced.
We heard protesters calling for a ceasefire, and I think that really drained a lot of the energy in the room and a lot of the momentum that the Schiff supporters had.
Adam Schiff is a staunch supporter of Israel, and he acknowledged the protesters in his speech, saying, "Our democracy gives everyone the right to protest."
More pedestrians are killed in Los Angeles than anywhere else in America. We can change that with Measure HLA. Measure HLA would implement
Measure Healthy Streets Los Angeles, known as HLA, passed last night. The initiative promises to make our streets, bike lanes, and sidewalks safer from deadly car crashes. This measure will add $286 million worth of bike and bus lanes over the next 10 years. The safety initiative passed by a margin of 63% to 37%. Reporter Stephen Noble joins us live from University Park with what the measure could mean for LA. Stephen?
Thank you, Malcolm and Clara. I'm live at the intersection of South Vermont and West Adams, where there are no bike lanes, no bus lanes, and in a day like today where it's rainy, it can be very dangerous for pedestrians. In fact, Vermont Avenue has had more deaths in 2022 than the state of Vermont when it comes to pedestrians. Now, if we look at the numbers here, there were 336 pedestrian deaths in LA County in 2023. A USC alumnus and founder of a nonprofit who supports the bill says it will have a positive effect for USC students.
What I'm most excited about as a Trojan is that with HLA passing, the city will eventually create a very multimodal environment around campus. So all of those bikes and scooters and skateboards, people can actually go to downtown or to West Adams or to other places in the city without having to get in a car.
this new safety measure comes with its fair share of controversy. Safety services in LA, such as LAPD and the Los Angeles Fire Department, say it will increase their response times and make it harder for them to navigate the city streets. For Annenberg Media, I'm Stephen Noble. Back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Stephen. Tonight, the fight for Proposition 1 remains a little too close to call. Let's take a look at these margins. With about half the vote in, the initiative is split at 50% for both yes and no. Governor Gavin Newsom championed the measure for a critical step to solving the state's mental health and homelessness crisis.
The U.S. Department of Education slaps a Christian university with a $14 million fine.
And get your spring break shoes on because it is just around the corner, but one major city wants students to stay away.
And speaking of spring break, our wellness anchor Erica Driscoll tells us how you can stay active regardless of where you'll be traveling.
Let me tell you how we amplify our Latina voices. Check out Dímelo. We have it all.
Deportes.
Entertainment. Noticias. ¿Qué tal? Soy Mariela Gómez y bienvenidos a Dime la Hora.
Radio and podcasting.
Comida y cultura. Digital social media.
¿A qué equipo le vas tú? LA Galaxy o LAFC? Dímelo is the only Latina-focused media outlet at USC. Dímelo. We have it all.
Dímelo. We have it all.
Mr. Owl, how many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop?
Let's find out. 1, 2, 3.
How many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop? The world may never know.
There's a new pet.
Chia.
Chia Pet, the pottery that grows. It's fun and easy. Soak your chia, spread the seeds, keep it watered, and watch it grow. And now grow a whole collection of fun with Chia teddy bears, puppies, kittens, rams, bulls. There's even a chia tree to keep your pets company. Chia Pets and Trees, the pottery that grows.
The Chia Pet and Chia Tree are available at Kmart, Rite Aid, Ames, and Woolworth. Makes a great gift.
Dozens of Pizza Hut workers rallied in Filipino town, kicking off a 3-day strike. The workers are protesting alleged wage theft and labor violations.
Very important for people to realize that when they're going into a job, no matter how young they are, they have rights, and everyone should know what rights they have.
Some of the striking workers claimed they don't always get paid adequately for the hours they work, and they don't get mandated breaks.
In this case, my boss manipulates our hours when we enter and when we leave. He always puts that we've taken our break, our lunch break, when in reality we haven't.
Como que nosotros hayamos agarrado nuestro break, nuestro lonche, cuando realmente no lo hemos hecho.
Pizza Hut announced it was laying off delivery workers ahead of April 1st, when the statewide minimum wage for fast food workers increases to $20 an hour. Annenberg Media reached out to Pizza Hut for comment on the allegations, but received no response.
We'll be sure to get our pizzas elsewhere for the time being. The U.S. Department of Education fined Liberty University $14 million for failing to disclose information about crimes on campus. This is the largest fine in history for violating the Clery Act. According to the university report, the Christian University in Virginia discouraged students from reporting crimes. Liberty will now be under federal monitoring for the next 2 years. One student we spoke to does not think this precaution is necessary.
Liberty University does a really good job of alerting the student body about what is going on campus and off campus. We get text messages and email alerts. So I don't really see a change that is needed. Just as a student here, I never feel unsafe on campus.
Some of the striking workers claim they don't always get paid adequately for the hours they work. In a statement, Liberty said, while the university maintains that we have repeatedly endured selective and unfair treatment by the department, the university also concurs there were numerous deficiencies that existed in the past. We acknowledge and regret these past failures and have taken these necessary improvements seriously. The U.S. Department of Education said in a statement, schools are obligated to take action that creates safe and secure campus communities, investigate complaints, and responsibly disclose information about crimes and other safety concerns. We will continue to hold schools accountable if they fail to do so.
Hey, we need to talk.
This isn't working anymore.
And it's not us, it's you.
Popular spring break destination Miami Beach recently announced their break up with spring break. The city plans to enforce stricter policies like curfews, DUI checkpoints, and fines for those who break the rules. Despite the crackdown, Trojans say they're moving forward with their plans.
I'm actually taking a trip with my campus club, Christian Challenge. We're actually going up to Hume Lake over the break for a retreat.
I'm going to Dallas, Texas to visit my parents.
I think for the most part I'll just be staying in at my house and sleeping in. But over the weekend, I think I'm going to go to San Diego for a bit, and then I have a friend at UCSD. So I'm just going to go, I guess, hang out on campus a bit, and then maybe we'll go to the beach together.
USC will be on spring break for all of next week. Classes will start up again on Monday, March 18th.
You know what happened earlier this afternoon, Malcolm?
What happened, Clara?
When I was walking around on campus, my Converse shoes got absolutely drenched. Luckily, I had a pair of loafers as a spare shoe to be in the studio today. But I wonder what the weather for the rest of the week is going to look like. Let's take a look at the weather forecast over at Audie's Atmosphere.
Oh, Clara, I am so sorry to hear that happen to you. I think we've all experienced things like that in the rain. I know it's not for me, but let's look at what's going on outside right now. It's currently 56 degrees. It's still raining. Let's see what we have going for the week ahead. This week is going to be very consistent. You can see Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday are all going to be in the high 60s, maybe hit the 70s. We're going to have sunshine and clouds, but don't forget that this Sunday we are going to be springing forward. So we're going to be getting an extra hour of sunlight in the evening. That's what I'm looking forward to. That's it for Audie's Atmosphere. Let's see what's going on in sports with Madison.
March is Women's History Month. We reflect on some of the women of Troy that have come through Los Angeles and made their mark on Trojan history. Wednesdays are for women's basketball. This week we are highlighting 3 players who received Pac-12 season honors before going into the Pac-12 tournament. A Longhorn turned Trojan joins me in the studio to tell me about her volleyball journey from the court to the sand.
Bonjour, je suis le grand musée.
Je suis la jeune fille.
Yes, that's French they're speaking. And no, these children aren't French, they're American. And they've acquired their amazing new language skills from Muzzy, the remarkable new video language program for children developed by the British Broadcasting Corporation. With this unique BBC language course, children learn a second language with incredible ease. 4 delightful videos quickly become their favorite TV show and teaches children the same way they learned English. Learning another language becomes fun. You'll be amazed when your children begin speaking and understanding their new language from the very first day through this unique method. The entire course, 4 videos, 2 audio cassettes, the activity book, and the Parent's Guide and Answer book is available in French, Spanish, Italian, or German.
To order, use your credit card and call this number. We'll ship and charge you $28.08 a month for 6 months. Your satisfaction is guaranteed. Call 1-800-424-0700.
Okay, this stuff is really amazing. I mean, I put it in my mouth and I taste watermelon, but it's not just that. I taste strawberry too, but it's kind of like a watermelon-y strawberry put together. Hey, hang on. Sorry about that. And the bubbles are really awesome. I mean, that's why they call it Max. I guess, obviously, that sort of makes sense once you think about it. Oh, I'm Dan, and that's Chuck. Hubba Max. A whole new kind of bubble. Hey!
Welcome back to ATVN Sports. I'm Madison Hogue.
And I'm Keely Roy.
March is Women's History Month, and what better way to celebrate than talking about women's sports? Right here on campus, the women of Troy have made their mark on history. USC has produced more Olympians and overall medals than any other university in the U.S., and much of this can be accredited to the amazing female athletes that have donned the Trojan red and gold, seeing success on the field, pool, track, and beyond. With 55 individual NCAA titles and 27 championships, 14 Honda Award winners, and the current athletic department is run by female AD. I mean, by the sheer numbers and the people that we can talk about in this group, it makes me proud to be a Trojan. What can I say? I mean,
I would have to agree. I think you see a constant dominance of female athletes at USC.
No question.
This isn't new. This has been around for decades.
And it's still going. It's a legacy that continues to grow. I mean, I think you see national championships, player of the year every year, and a variety of sports. I mean, I don't know if you can say that about a lot of others. And I mean, we're not just talking champions, we're talking game changers. I mean, Allison Felix, 7 gold medals, showing her here, winning her in the 200 Olympics, and the 200 meters in the London Olympics. This is one of 7. I mean, incredible. And that's just one sport. I mean, we have Lisa Leslie, Cheryl Miller on the basketball court. You spent a lot of time covering Juju. I mean, continuing the legacy.
Exactly. I think even just seeing the dominance in the Olympics as well and spanning beyond USC is what's most impressive to me.
Yeah, and I think not just you're seeing every sport like we said, and it's still going. In here today, we have a volleyball player, and just last year, the beach volleyball team won their 3rd national championship in a row. I mean, what an impressive feat. Not just to win 1 national championship, but 3.
And even 3 in a row.
Is
even more impressive.
It's a whole nother thing.
And looking for their 4th, I'm sure.
And on the hunt, we'll hear about that later today. But 37 national championships for the women of Troy. I mean,
and it's only going up from here.
How can you not love it?
How can you not love it?
Hopefully more to come, so we can't wait.
I would agree. My favorite part of the week is here. It's time for Women of Troy Wednesday. 3 players on women's basketball had spectacular seasons, and the Pac-12 thinks so too. Speaking of history, Juju Watkins had a rookie season for the books. She picked up Pac-12 Freshman of the Year, an all Pac-12 team selection, and a defensive team honorable mention. Juju is joined on the all Pac-12 team by Mackenzie Forbes. As a constant starter, Forbes has been a key scorer for the Trojans, averaging 13.1 points per game. Raya Marshall finishes off the awards for USC. She was awarded a Pac-12 team honorable mention and an all-defensive team honorable mention with her average of 10 rebounds a game. And these Women of Troy aren't done yet. The basketball team is in Las Vegas to play either Washington or Arizona in the quarterfinals of the Pac-12 tournament tomorrow at 6 p.m.
After a long weekend in Texas, USC baseball was right back at it last night, edging out local rival Cal State Fullerton in a close 6-5 battle. The competitive match saw both teams exchanging runs before the Trojans finally pulled ahead in the 8th off a single to center field by freshman Dean Carpenter. Pitcher Josh Blum closed out the game for the Trojans, sealing the deal with an easy out at first to end the game. The Trojans improved to 3-9 as they prepare for Pac-12 play to open this weekend. Make sure to catch the Trojans back in action this weekend as they host Arizona for a 3-game weekend series kicking off on Friday night in Irvine.
Today I am joined by Molly Phillips of USC Beach Volleyball. She is coming off of 2 indoor national championships at the University of Texas and is now taking the sand with the Trojans. So Molly, tell me about that 2nd national championship. I need to know the feeling of winning 2 in a row.
Yeah, I mean, winning 1 was crazy for us, and we knew we had a lot on our plates and a lot of expectations, but winning that 2nd one is just a little bit sweeter for sure.
100%. I mean, you work so hard 1 year, and then to work so hard a 2nd and do it again is truly remarkable. Now in Los Angeles, made your way to the sand at USC. Ultimately, why did you pick USC Beach Volleyball and not stay in Austin?
I knew I just wanted something a little bit different. I've been in Austin for so long, and I love the city and love that university, but I was ready for a change and wanted to come out here. And obviously this place has a culture of winning national championships as well, and I'm just excited to compete with the best and try to get another one.
Now, you had a first couple games in Hawaii and then first home games this past weekend. What was it like to wear the Cardinal and Gold?
Yeah, it was so much fun. It was great just to like be at home, be where we're practicing, have our feet in the sand that we know, and just go at it and play for USC. It was really a surreal moment just getting out there for the first time at home and having the crowd with us.
And what has the chemistry been like on the team? You're jumping into a new team as a fifth year, so how has that been for you?
Yeah, it's definitely been a little bit different, but this group is so great, and there's so many girls who just want to win and want to be competitors, so it's been super easy to just jump in, and they're super accepting, and it's been great.
And I know you're looking after the national championship, so what are you most looking forward to the rest of the season? Any games coming up that you're excited about?
Yeah, we have Pac-12s this week. We're going to Arizona State, so just really excited to go and compete with lots of good Pac-12 competition.
Well, Molly, thank you so much for joining me. It's been a pleasure. Keely, back to you at the desk.
Well, that's all for ATVN Sports. We'll see you after spring break. Make sure to be safe. Now, heading over to Malcolm to hear a preview of this week's Wellness Wisdom.
Appreciate it, Keely. Thank you, Madison. Coming up next, what can workouts do for you to stay fit over spring break? We'll hear from Erica.
Let me tell you how we amplify our Latina voices. Check out Dímelo. We have it all. Deportes.
Entertainment. Noticias. ¿Qué tal? Soy Mariela Gómez y bienvenidos a Dime la Hora.
Radio and podcasting.
Comida y cultura. Digital social media.
¿A qué equipo le vas tú? LA Galaxy o LAFC? Dímelo is the only Latina-focused media outlet at USC. Dímelo. We have it all.
Dímelo. We have it all.
Want quality name brand carpet for less?
Call Empire and you can get quality carpet at the lowest price guaranteed. And no payments for 1 year.
800-588-2300 Empire.
Today.
I've replaced your shoelaces with fruit by the foot.
So you did. I replaced your fingers with fruit by the foot.
Bravo. I've replaced your bones with fruit by the foot.
Indeed you have. I replaced your guitar strings with fruit by the foot.
Seems like a step backwards, but alright. I've replaced your DNA with fruit by the foot. That would be end of game, my friend.
Fruit by the foot. Fruit-flavored snack.
Traveling during spring break can throw off your workout routine, but with a little planning, there is still room for plenty of fun in the sun. I asked USC students how they plan to stay active and not give up on their fitness goals.
I'm planning to go to Cabo. I'm not sure how much working out I can fit in there, but I'm planning on maybe doing a run by the beach or something. I feel like a pretty sunrise morning run would be fun.
Going on walks with my mom, going to play basketball with my little brother, maybe hitting the gym with my dad.
Through the hotel gyms, or I'm going to Europe, so I think my friends and I are going to run around.
I'm going to Cabo, so I'll just probably run along the beach or if they have a gym there. But I have an app on my phone, so it makes it pretty easy.
Slide into spring break with me. A pair of sliders are always in my suitcase for an intense full body workout. They especially target your posterior chain, hamstrings, and glutes. These powerhouse muscles are key for functional movements and also help to balance today's sitting lifestyle, which is anterior chain dominant. Lightweight sliders make working out on vacation easy. Take this week to reset and de-stress. Get outside, enjoy the fresh air, and move your body in ways that bring you joy.
Thank you, Erica, and thank you for watching Annenberg TV News. From everyone at Annenberg Media, I'm Malcolm Caminero.
And I'm Clara Rodriguez. For more coverage, watch and subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/Annenberg Media. Good night.